Hi, I'm Eric Brunson, and I've got a new book coming out at the beginning of the year. And the book is a leadership book that really is going to talk about perception and how we as good, effective leaders need to understand that perception, as we have often heard, is reality. Perception is something that is individual. It belongs to each individual person, but it can also be changed. This book is entitled, Vacuuming is Just Indoor Mowing. It's a leader's guide to changing others' perception. And once we understand the power of perception and the power of changing that as leaders, we can take our team and elevate not only ourselves as leaders, but more importantly, to really understand and change the perceptions of our followers and those that report to us that we support, to be able to lead them to the next level, to lead them to that ultimate success. Perception is something that we all have. We all look at something through our own lenses of things and experiences that we've had before. And if we can go in and we can look at that perception and understand the perception of those on our team as leaders, we can look at that perception, and if we change that perception, we can change that mindset. And if we change that mindset, we can change that actions. So simply by changing a perception, you can change the action of your team and lead them to ultimate success. The book is called Vacuuming is Just Indoor Mowing for a reason. When my wife Christy and I first got married, we kind of split up the domestic responsibilities. I took on the big manly stuff that had to be outdoors, at least that was my opinion at the time. That was my perception. And I handled all of the mowing and the cleaning outside and making sure everything looked good, while she handled all of the inside things of dusting and vacuuming, and we always share the kitchen responsibilities and picking up after ourselves. But the big jobs she would handle inside, I would handle outside, until one day she changed my perception and told me that vacuuming really is just indoor mowing. You go in straight lines, you make it look really neat, you don't miss a spot, you go all the way up to the edge of all the exterior of the room, around the furniture, just like you would around the trees. And I realized she's right. Vacuuming is just indoor mowing. And from that point on, I took on the responsibility of having that manly pride when I finished vacuuming a room with nice straight lines and crisp edges and everything looked neat. She changed my perception, she changed my mindset, and she changed my action in doing that. And that made a big impact on me. And now 17 years later that we've been married, it's still impacting me with the idea that if I can change the perception of others, I can change the action. The book is going to talk about several things when it comes to leadership. One of the biggest things that I address in the book is the 4 generations in the current workplace. We have baby boomers that are moving into retirement. We have Gen Xers that are moving to upper management. We have millennials that are moving into middle management and lower leadership positions. And we've got the Gen Zers that are just now starting in the workplace. These 4 different generations are very different, and their perception to work and their perception to how things look are very different because of how they were raised. But as an effective leader, you've got to be able to lead all 4 generations. We're going to talk about those differences. We're going to take a look at what that looks like. And for the millennial leader that's having to understand their own perception and what molded it, we're going to identify what that leadership looks like for baby boomers and for Gen Xers and for your own millennial generation and for Gen Zers, because they're all very different. But remember, if you can change the perception, you can change the action. Changing the perception of all of your followers as good leaders means getting everybody on the same page, going in the same direction, using their own perception and skill set to accomplish the goal and be effective as a team. That's what this book is all about. You can pre-order at my website right now at ericbrunson.com. Again, the book is called Vacuuming is Just Indoor Mowing, a leader's guide to changing others' perception. Order your copy today and feel free to browse the website for my other books. Until we meet again, I'm Eric Brunson.